Have you ever felt trapped in a relationship that no longer served you? Like a bird in a gilded cage, the bars may be beautiful, but they still restrict your freedom to soar. You know deep down that something needs to change, but the thought of causing pain or upheaval paralyzes you. The fear of being the one to shatter someone else's dreams can feel heavier than the weight of the world on your shoulders. Let's face it, breakups are rarely easy. We often picture them as dramatic scenes ripped straight from a movie. Oceans of tears, accusations flying, and maybe even a slammed door for good measure. But the reality is often messier. We might stay in a relationship that's no longer fulfilling because we're afraid to hurt the other person. By staying stuck, you're not really protecting anyone, including yourself. That sometimes the greatest act of love is having the courage to let go. Think of it like this. Imagine a beautiful dahlia planted in a tiny terracotta pot. For a while, it might survive, but eventually, its roots will become cramped, and it won't receive the nutrients it needs to thrive. The vibrant flower slowly withers and loses its color. In the same way, a relationship that doesn't nurture your growth can leave you feeling stunted and unhappy. The roots of fear. So, where does the fear come from? Our hesitation to end relationships, even unhealthy ones. Often, it's rooted in past experiences. Maybe you witnessed a particularly messy breakup between your parents, leaving you with a lasting impression of the pain and chaos breakups can cause. Perhaps you grew up with a parent who struggled with mental health issues, and you learned to walk on eggshells around them, fearing their outbursts. Perhaps you had a fragile parent who leaned on you for emotional support, making you feel responsible for their happiness from an early age. These early experiences can shape how we view conflict and intimacy in our adult relationships. We might carry the subconscious belief that any disagreement will lead to a dramatic explosion, or that our needs always come second to our partner's emotional well-being. The fear of breaking up can also stem from a fear of loneliness. The idea of being single again can be daunting, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time. You might worry about facing the dating scene again, or you might miss the companionship and support that came with being partnered. Another factor is the fear of failure. Relationships take work, and ending one can feel like admitting defeat. You might question your ability to choose a compatible partner or worry that you'll never find someone who loves you again. These fears can feel overwhelming, like walking a tightrope high above a net. You're scared to take a step in either direction, worried about the consequences. We convince ourselves that by avoiding a painful breakup scene, we're being kind. But here's the harsh truth. Dragging out an unfulfilling relationship does far more damage in the long run. Like a slow leak in a pipe, resentment and unhappiness will gradually corrode the relationship from within. Isn't it kinder to have the tough conversation now, rather than wasting years of each other's lives on a loveless charade? You deserve to be in a relationship that inspires you, challenges you, and makes you feel good about yourself. As the saying goes, we must be cruel to be kind, embracing a difficult short-term pain to prevent perpetual misery. Breaking up with compassion. Breaking up doesn't have to be a scene from a bad rom-com. Honesty and compassion are key. Choose a private space, free from distractions. Be clear and direct about your feelings, but avoid accusatory language. Instead, focus on I statements. For example, I've realized that I'm not happy in this relationship anymore. Or, I don't feel like we're growing together. Be prepared to answer questions, but avoid getting into a debate. Acknowledge their pain and offer support if they need it. You can say something like, I understand that this is difficult for you, and I'm here for you if you want to talk. It's also important to be clear about your boundaries. If you know you need space after the breakup, communicate that. Let them know it's not about punishing them, but about giving yourself time to heal. Coping with the aftermath. Breakups are rarely clean breaks. There will be waves of sadness, anger, and maybe even regret. Allow yourself to feel these emotions. Bottling them up will only prolong the healing process. The truth is, most people are resilient. They may be hurt at first, but with time, they'll heal and move on. And guess what? So will you. Think of a broken bone. At first, it's painful and needs to be immobilized. but with proper care and support, the bone mends stronger than before. Similarly, a broken heart can heal, and you'll emerge from the experience stronger and wiser. Lean on your support system, friends, family, a therapist. Talking about your feelings can be incredibly cathartic. Self-care is also essential. Prioritize activities that make you feel good, whether it's exercise, spending time in nature, or indulging in a creative hobby. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to grieve a relationship. Take things one day at a time and be kind to yourself. Finding happiness, again. The future might feel uncertain right now, but that's okay. This breakup is an opportunity for you to grow and discover who you are as an individual. Focus on rediscovering the things that bring you joy. Take a solo trip, learn a new skill, or reconnect with old friends. Dating again can also be a part of the healing process, but there's no rush. Take your time and only get back out there when you feel ready. Remember, the end of one relationship doesn't mean the end of love. There's someone out there who is a better fit for you, someone who will cherish you for who you are. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering content. Until next time, stay strong and stay true to yourself.